Have you ever wondered where you should eat when you go to Walt Disney World? Well, tonight we've got the answers because we're going to share our top 7 favorite sit down restaurants at Walt Disney World, whether it be at the resorts, the parks, Disney Springs, wherever it is on property. We've got the answers for you. But before we get into that and everything else, let me introduce everybody. We've got Kurt, who's back, John, Darlene, Jess, and Lottie. And Jess is here to give you the latest, greatest Walt Disney World news. So I'm going to shut up and turn it over to Jess.
Hot dog. All right, everybody. So the It's Tough to Be a Bug show at the Tree of Life in Animal Kingdom will be closing on March 17th to make way for Zootopia Better Zoogether show in winter 2025. Starting Sunday, February 9th, the Festival of Fantasy Parade at Magic Kingdom will have 2 shows, 12 and 3 p.m. Until then, you can see the parade at 3 p.m. only. Happily Ever After will adjust with the sunset for the next few months. Right now, it's at 8 p.m. And then from March 9th to March 29th, it will be at 8:30. And March 30th, it will start at 9. The Maharaja Jungle Trek in Animal Kingdom's Asia has the new baby tiger that was born in September roaming around. He does spend most of the time sleeping, but if you're lucky, you'll be able to spot him. Don't forget to check park hours, show times, and closures before planning your trip, and check again once you arrive to see if they've changed, because they do, and sometimes without much warning. The Walt Disney World area is expecting literally the best weather ever. Highs in the low 80s and lows in the high 60s with lots of sun. Don't miss it. And that's the latest Disney news straight to you from Central Florida. Back to you, Stuart.
All right. Thank you, Jess. Great as always. Have a great rest of the week, Jess.
Thank you, and see you real soon.
Yep.
See you, Jess.
All right. And then there were 5. So we're going to share our top 7 lists of the favorite sit down restaurants. Now, Kurt doesn't generally go to sit down restaurants, so he's going to stay out of this. And when everybody's got the reason for going where they go, and that's fine. But he does have a trip report of sorts for us because he was just there, and he's going to bring us up to date on a few things. And we'll get to that after we go through our list. And we're going to start off with John tonight.
Oh, boy. Okay. I do have 7. We'll see whether I give my extra honorable mention or not. I was hoping you'd go first so I'd know whether I could do that. But
well, you know what? Why don't you go through your top 7 first? I'll go through our top 7.
There we
then
go.
We'll do honorable mentions for those.
There we go. Okay. I don't know that I have these in any specific order, but the first one I have listed is Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera. I've had breakfast there. I've had dinner there. They have characters there. And the food is fabulous. I love the ambiance there at the Riviera too. It is definitely not an inexpensive meal, so you have to be prepared to splurge a little bit. But when I felt like splurging, I've really had good experiences there, and the food is just fabulous. I have I have probably Kurt's favorite sit down restaurant here next on my list, and you know what it is, Kurt?
My guess is Sci-Fi Dining.
No, I said
okay, good.
I said this is probably your favorite sit down.
It's either Via Napoli or
there you go.
It's Chef Art Smith.
Right off the top, Via Napoli. Yeah, so
there you go.
Via Napoli. My wife and I have been there a number of times, and we've never been disappointed. We always get pizza when we're there. I don't think we haven't tried. We've had like some of the sides to go along with the pizza, salads, whatever, but we haven't gotten any other Italian or otherwise dishes there. So Via Napoli, Epcot, definitely one of our favorites. I do have one buffet listed here, and that is Boma, which I'm so excited because we're going to be eating in Boma in less than a week, and it's been a little while, so we're going to be having brunch at Boma coming up. So definitely looking forward to that. Another one that I have, it's not buffet, but it's more than you care to eat. And that is Garden Grill over at the Land Pavilion in Epcot. It's a family style meal, and it's very down home kind of food. And we can never finish it. They give us more than we can possibly eat. It's not a place you want to go if you're trying to be healthy about what you eat, but
Mhm.
it's something we enjoy, kind of overdoing it there every once in a while. I have actually another restaurant from the Animal Kingdom Lodge, but this time from Kidani Village, and that's Sanaa. And I really enjoy Sanaa. I've had the bread service once or twice, and it is as good as they say, but the other food that is there is good as well. And I love the flavors, and I love the ambiance where you can look out the windows and see the animals on the savannah. So it's just a all around good location and a good meal. I have one that I've only been to once, and it has been lately, but I really want to go back if I can find a reservation for it, and that's Space 220 at the Space Pavilion. I I've heard people knock it. I've heard people say they don't like it, but we had really good food. We had excellent flavor, and we had excellent service when we were there. And it's a fun experience too. I don't think I'd want to go there every trip because I think the experience might not be as special, but for now it's special with us, and the food was excellent. So I do want to try it again. And I have one last one, which is also one that I've only been to one time, but the restaurants I have on my list are more current. So if it's a restaurant I haven't been to in over 5 years, I was a little hesitant to put it on my list. And that's the Roundup Rodeo barbecue at Hollywood Studios in Toy Story Land. It again, it's just really good, more home style food. And our service was superb. We had somebody that was always there for us, and the mix between your appetizers and some unique ones, and your entree and your dessert, it was all a great package. Again, not inexpensive. It has a premium on the price, but we had a great experience, and it's fun sitting in that Toy Story Land, Andy's backyard kind of vibe. And so that's my number 7. I mean, the 7th in my list altogether.
Great. Thank you, John. Darlene. Now, for you guys, just to know, this isn't for the people listening and watching. I always go clockwise on my screen. So that's how I pick who goes first and last on this thing. Well, I always go last, but I go clockwise. Sorry, Darlene, go ahead.
Okay. So my number 1, of course, is Via Napoli. We've gone a million times. We go to the pizza window. We get the appetizers. The arancini is my favorite, along with the single serve pizzas or a big pizza. We've done a mix of everything, and their salads are good. My next one is the Grand Floridian Cafe. And I'm actually looking forward to, because I'm going with a friend this week, Friday. So I'm going again. And John said one of my other ones is Garden Grill. I've been there numerous times this year. That one was absolutely delicious. I still think I like the breakfast more than the lunch dinner. I do enjoy the breakfast a lot. We favor the Brown Derby a lot. Chef Art Smith's. I like their refillable mugs. I like their fried green tomatoes. I like the hummingbird cake. It's all delicious, along with the chicken sliders are so yummy. Um, a lot of people don't think of this restaurant, but we do because we like the fish fry there. Or you can go to the takeout if you just want a small batch. But the Rose and Crown in Epcot is a delicious place to go and eat. And Hollywood Studios for my 7th one is 50's Prime Time, because I just love the selection of all the old time food, and it's made perfectly, especially the pot roast.
Nice. It's a good list. Lottie.
So my list is I'm still not sure I've settled exactly on how this is, but I've got them in order. Number 7, Todd English's Blue Zoo at the Dolphin. This one is, I think, so the first time I went there, I wasn't quite sure I liked it, so I went back. And this one, I think folks are sleeping on a little bit. It's at the Swan, so maybe folks don't get there as often as maybe some of the other resort restaurants, but that one's pretty good. Number 6 has been on my list for a bunch of years. I love Tiffin's. I love Tiffin's and the Nomad Lounge at Animal Kingdom. The lobster bisque with popcorn on it is my favorite. I agree with John. Number 5 for me is Space 220. I have not had like a dinner there. I always go to the bar and order a la carte because I'm usually by myself, and so it's just easier to get one seat at the bar and order what you want than to have the prefix menu. At least it has been in my case. So save a little bit of money and you still get the experience, especially if you're a solo traveler. Number 4. What happened?
What's up?
We're still
Oh,
here.
my screen went black. But you can still
You're
hear
still
me,
here.
so I'll keep going. Number 4 is paddlefish. Like before, it was always just kind of meh. But I went to paddlefish in the fall, and we had a fantastic time. We had fantastic service, and the food was amazing. So I'm glad I gave that one another shot because it's easily in my top 5 now. Number 3, Three Bridges Bar and Grill at Coronado Springs. They've got some really good food, and sitting out there in the middle of the water, the ambiance is great. It's great views. You've got the sunken chairs and the fire pits. It's just really comfortable. Great food, great drink menu. Really like Three Bridges. Number 2, Art Smith Homecoming. The fried chicken on the cheese biscuits and the moonshine flight, and there's a soup. It's like a gumbo-esque kind of soup that they serve. It's delicious. I could sit there all night and eat. Number 1, this is the favorite of me and my girlfriends when we all go during Wine and Dine weekend. We will not leave unless we've had dinner at Wine Bar George. It is our absolute favorite place to eat, and we all take turns on who is going to make the reservation, because we know if the person that we select does not make the reservation, they will be flogged. We have to go to Wine Bar George.
Great list. All right. You're going to see a pattern with mine, I think. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Steakhouse number 7 for me was Steakhouse 71. They have an amazing burger there. I don't know if I would call it the best on property, but it's pretty darn good. Number 6, Flying Fish, and not for the fish. I love the steak at Flying Fish, and that's why I had that in number 6. And that's a pretty elegant restaurant. It's on the boardwalk for those who haven't been there, and it's definitely worth a try. Number 5, I have Boma. I just love the food there. It's different. It's not something you can get, even when I was living up north, I could get that, but anything like that there. Well, maybe where I grew up, I could. But where I raised my family, there's no way I can get anything like that there. It's just out of this world. I love Boma. It might be, actually, it is. It's my favorite buffet in all Disney World. Oh, and by the way, I just want to qualify this. These are all restaurants on my list that I've been to within the last 12 months. Now, I do have an advantage over everybody but Darlene because I'm down here all the time. And that's why I picked the list the way it is here. Number 4, I went to Tiffin's for the first time ever about, I want to say, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? And they have a burger on the menu now. Love the burger. Absolutely loved it. Number 3, Gordon Grill. The food, no matter what they're serving, whether it's beef, chicken, or anything else, it's always amazing. And that's in the land in Epcot. Number 2, Via Napoli. Via Napoli, I mean, it's the only place in Florida that I can't have absolutely zero complaints about the pizza with. Florida pizza is not that good, but Via Napoli is perfection when it comes to pizza. And number 1, Cape May Cafe. It's also, I mean, now I want to qualify this because it's also a buffet, as is Boma, but it's seafood, and I love seafood. So for the seafood, I love the seafood. There's other things on the menu that are good, not great, but good. But I prefer it for the seafood, and that's why Boma would be my favorite for a buffet. But overall, it's because of the seafood. I picked Cape May Cafe number 1. All right, John, would you like to go through your honorable mentions? So these are restaurants that didn't fit into a top 7 that some of us have. I have plenty myself.
Yeah,
But they're all very worthwhile to go to.
Yeah, I have plenty that I didn't keep track of because I was trying to keep it to the 7. I will say,
Why don't you run it down to like maybe 10? So we're not
well,
going to name everyone on properly.
I'm just going to touch on a few in my honorable mentions that line up with ones that you have all said. So, Flying Fish is one I very much like. I don't get there as often as I'd like to, but that's one. Rose and Crown is on my honorable mention too. And I've never been to Three Bridges or Paddlefish or Homecoming or Wine Bar George, so I can't have an opinion on any of those. Grand Floridian Cafe, but the one that I actually had on my list, and I'm actually surprised that I didn't hear this from Stuart or from Darlene, possibly, and that's Crystal Palace. So it's a tough reservation to get, and I like the Pooh characters, and it's not, out of this world food, but it's good. It's an enjoyable buffet. So that's just a few of my honorable mentions.
All right, nice, not bad. Darlene, do you have any?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, have that.
And my first one was Crystal Palace. I didn't know where to fit that one, but the Boathouse, Wine Bar George was there. The Roundup Rodeo was there. Kona, Olivia's at Old Key West, and Steakhouse 71.
Yeah. How about you, Lonnie? Any honorable mentions?
Oh yeah, I got several honorable mentions. I didn't put any buffets on my list, so they're all on honorable mention, and that's Cape May Cafe because of the seafood buffet, and Boma, hands down, best breakfast buffet. I've not done lunch or dinner, but Boma's the best breakfast buffet. Skipper Canteen at Magic Kingdom. I don't know why, I just love that place. Maybe it's the atmosphere. Boathouse, Flying Fish, Jico, Steakhouse 71, and it's honorable mention because I haven't been in the last 5 years, but Victoria and Albert's is an amazing experience. Can't wait to go back. We'll be back for hopefully for our 25th anniversary in about a year and a half.
Nice. All right, I'll go through mine. And Crystal Palace, I don't have this name. Actually, I put these in alphabetical order because I don't have a particular order. Now, some of the restaurants you guys mentioned I haven't been to, and that's why I haven't put, like Victoria and Albert's, I'll probably never go to. Not because I don't want to, it's pretty pricey. But I have Crystal Palace on mine, Liberty Tree Tavern, which I think is very underrated. Mama Melrose, which is closing, unfortunately. That is a great Italian restaurant on property. And for me to say that, having been born and raised in New York and then moved to New Jersey, with the Italian food in the North is amazing. That's something, because I'm very picky with Italian food. Morimoto. I think it's overpriced, but the food is great. I have Ohana on here. The Plaza Restaurant. I've got Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, which I thought was really, really good. Just didn't make the cut for me. And Yak and Yeti. I think Yak and Yeti is another one that people often forget. And I could go on and on with restaurants that I love, as we all could. But that's it. So for anybody listening out there, if you're looking for suggestions, I think we just gave you a whole bunch. Go ahead, John.
You know, the thing that I think is the hardest with Disney World dining is picking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have so many options. I don't know of any place that has more options to dine than, maybe Las Vegas has as many.
Yeah. What I would suggest to our viewers and listeners out there is go through the menus. I know the allears.net has a whole list of restaurants all over property. Every single restaurant and the most current menus that they could get. I don't know if the Disney Food Blog does, but I know allears.net does. Go through it and see what you like and don't like it, because there's a lot of choices. All right. Anybody else want to add anything to this restaurant stuff before we go to Kurt's trip? All right, Kurt, the floor is yours.
So can we talk about the substitutes that we could do instead? So no, I'm kidding. So and anyway, yeah, there's so many places I can go to get a good quality quick service meal, where there's such a huge variety that when I travel with 6 people, they all have a choice of what they want, or they get it somewhere else and they bring it over. That we just don't do the table service. It's just does it not always fit our budget, but it just doesn't fit our timeline of when we're going to do it. So I will agree with Chef Art Smith Homecoming, because we have been there in the last 5 years, probably twice, and Via Napoli. But other than that, we haven't gone to any since pre-pandemic. So last time we had any other quick serve or any other table service. So we just came back from a quick trip. It was quick 4 days. We flew in on Friday night, just went to bed, and then left on Tuesday afternoon. We logged the miles when we did it. It was just my wife and I for a quick trip. Started out just staying at Pop Century. We wanted somewhere we could just jump on the Skyliner and go straight to Disney Hollywood Studios. So we're in line right at 7:00, ready for that. And we're told that the Skyliner wasn't traveling to Disney Hollywood Studios. So yes, we stayed extra money. We paid that money just to stay on that resort over just All-Star Music or something. And then we weren't able to use it because we were checking out that afternoon. But that's why our backup plan was that rental car with heated steering wheel, which our nights were around 40, 45 degrees, as you guys would know that live down there. So the heated steering wheel is a very nice luxury addition onto a rental car. I will give you that. Again, we went to Disney Hollywood Studios on the first day, hit all the normal things that you would want to do. It was not swamped. If you want to go to Disney Hollywood Studios right now would be a good time to do it. We did get to say goodbye. We took our final picture spot photo over in the Muppet area. We did see our final showing of Muppet Vision 3D, luckily. And then we just hit all the other attractions that we really wanted to do. And again, since it was just 2 of us, what was one snack we always wanted to try. I tried a Ronto roaster. I actually liked it. I thought it was really, really good. Is it something I want to eat every time? No, but I've always wanted to try it. I never did. So it's a sausage. It's got chunks of cutlets of pork are in there inside of and then you got the slaw all inside of a pita bread. It's filling. It's a lot more filling than I thought it was going to be. And then that night we went and saw Happily Ever After. If you've never, I'm sorry, we went and saw Cirque du Soleil Drawn to Life. If you've never seen Drawn to Life, bring tissue. You will be crying. It is an excellent, excellent show. There's really no bad seats, but we were up high center. You can get Disney Visa discounts with that, by the way. That's how we got our tickets. Well worth the show. Great show. There are going to be children there. Sorry, if you're not a huge fan of going to something like a Cirque du Soleil and you want it to be dead silent, you're not going to get that because families are there with our, whole families. We heard little kids crying. We heard other kids just, you could tell when they started getting a little antsy. It's about a 90-minute show, but you know what? I was so focused on everything going on, it was like tuning that out. It didn't make a difference. So that night we did try Cooks of Dublin. If you've never had it before, if you like getting the fish over in Epcot, I recommend it. It's not as greasy. My wife really enjoyed her fish. I got the chicken is breaded the exact same way, and it's a couple of huge chunks of chicken, almost a full chicken breast, I'd say. That's just deep fried in that same manner. It's not deep fried the way most of the chicken fingers are deep fried around Walt Disney World. So I enjoyed it a lot. Logged 9.37 miles that day. That was one of our low days. Okay, so then Sunday we did Magic Kingdom. 7 days early we did our multi-pass. Hit the three that now. Here's how multi-pass is working. I loved it because the first thing you did was you log in and you choose your 3 attractions. You are given the option of seeing when those 3 attractions are. You can change the times if you want to change them. If you can't get on attractions you wanted to get on, you do not press purchase. So you know ahead of time what's available and what's not available. I loved it. And then we were afraid because we had 9, 10, 10, 10, 11, 10. So we were afraid our next one wasn't going to be until afternoon. As soon as that first attraction is done, open the app, boom, you can overlap them now. You didn't used to be able to do that. It used to be your next one would have to be sometime afternoon. No, they allow you to overlap. So if you finish that, if you can get another opening right away, you can get it right away. If it's in the middle of 2 other overlapping times, they'll warn you about that, but they'll let you overlap. They don't care. Lifesaver on time. Okay. And again, same thing, Magic Kingdom, that was helpful on a Magic Kingdom day. We did not bother to wait in line to go over and do the Tron Light Cycle because we know we'll pick that up with the kids in the summer. But we hit everything else that we wanted to hit and then some. Found a new picture location for taking photos of Happily Ever After. My wife does not like being in the central hub or anywhere on Main Street. She wants to be away. We were actually on the walking path. So the wooden walking path that's back through Frontierland, taking shots right over the top of the Liberty Bell. Most of the fireworks go over the Liberty Bell in between the Liberty Bell and the Haunted Mansion. Incredible spot for watching it. All the sound is piped right in there. It's nice, it's quiet, it's dark. It was myself, my wife, and one other photographer that were standing there. It was, every once in a while someone would walk by. Not bad at all. The nice thing is we had already set up a lightning lane for going on another attraction afterwards. So we had about a half hour for the Main Street to just clear out. Even then, by the time we were done, there was still a line a half hour afterwards trying to get onto that, trying to get on the monorail. So the lines were real. It was that, I don't care when you go, the Magic Kingdom's always going to be busy. So that was another 9.6 mile day. Epcot was our crazy day with walking. We've decided we no longer like Gardens of the Galaxy. I can't do it. So even with the Dramamine, the last time I took it, we had September. I had no issues. I keep getting Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I'm dry heaving by the end of the ride. It's just not syncing up for me well. I don't know why. If you're prone to motion sickness, if it's not the perfect song, it's just not worth it. I'm really sorry at those of you that love Guardians. You could ride it with my kids. A lot of snacks going on with the art festival. There was some great art there right now. We picked up a potion. What's it called? Imagination, I want to say. Bobcats. So he was there autographing things. Was it Bobcats? What's the guy's name? Yeah, Rob Katz. Inspiration was the name of the poster. Everyone's seen it. That's what they're using. That's like the theme that's out there right now. This guy's work is just beautiful. There is art all over the place. And if you have time to get down there for the arts festival, please go. Was very disappointed in the portion size for their snacks this year, though. When you're paying $10 and you're getting a little strip of steak that's about this big, it's like 2 mouthfuls worth of food for $10. A little bit pricey. So that was disappointing. I still, go back to Germany to their snack shop. Everything in there is good. They're not foods that are strictly for the festival. It's just all their caramel foods. So caramel couche, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, go there. Great food. Again, that was our 11.36 mile day. So we were pounding in the miles. I might as well have been running the dopey when you get that with all the mileage we were putting in all over the place. We saved our last day for Animal Kingdom, and we did a last second. Let's 10 hours before rope drop, see what we can do for getting the multi-pass. And we did it. It was $19 a person. So that's where we splurged. We're 2 days of doing that. You had to be there before rope drop. We waited roughly a half hour to get onto Flight of Passage. It was nonstop walking the entire time. By the time we exited, it was over 15-minute wait. And it just went up from there. Navi River Rapid was down, and it was not available 12 hours ahead of time to even get a fast pass or a lightning lane for. So we skipped that. Biggest thing we used it on was Kilimanjaro Safari. Was a must-do because that's always got a 50-minute wait. We did use it for Legends of the Lion King. We could have gotten away without doing that probably. It was a packed house, but I don't think they turned anyone away. Same thing. We also used it on Dinosaur. 5-minute wait. So it's quick loading in the morning. Could have walked right onto Expedition Everest if I wanted to. My wife didn't want to. This was a group with us. We were there the day before the Cub came out to visit. So it was very quiet in the tiger area. Their young gorilla over in Gorilla Falls is quite active. We were standing on the bridge and he's right there in a tree, like just jumping around all over the place in the tree, all alone, all independent, doesn't care. They all seem to be on the right-hand side. Usually it's the females are on the right and the males are on the left. Everyone was on the right. I know they have a choice of where they want to go. No one was on that left-hand side when we were down there, so maybe that'll change. Kilimanjaro Safari, everyone was active because it was only like 68 degrees when we got on that midday. This time of year, the animals are a lot more active than they are in the summertime if you're just used to going into the summer. So again, very productive day, 8.5 mile walking. Flight there was very, there was a lot of turbulence, which I guess was appropriate because I was watching Twisters. So I was living those tornadoes right in the airplane. Flight back wasn't quite as bad, but we did land in the heavy winds into Chicago. So
you do live
overall,
in
it's a great trip. I'm sorry?
You do live in the Windy City.
Yeah, we're in the Windy City. Of course, that's known for our politics, but hey, it was just great to get away for 4 days. We just needed a break to get away for 4 days. We did stay at Port Orleans Riverside out in the bayou. Highly recommend that. It's 2 queen size bed and the pull down single underneath of the TV. Murphy bed, 1 single. I did not try lying on it. I think I would have fit at about 5'9". Probably not quite as comfortable as if I was only like 5'3", 5'4". So that's why we usually throw my sister on something like that. Spacious vanity. It had double sinks in the vanity. Surprisingly, the shower area in Pop Century is larger than the shower area at Port Orleans Riverside. Found that very, very interesting. Again, we love the trip. We just want to get away more. Just a couple of us, so we can just do what we want to do and not feel like we're running all over the place. So that next trip that we're taking is going to be 6 of us, and again, we'll be pulled all directions. It was nice just being able to sample something here, sample something there. We looked at restaurants. I'm going to be honest. We looked at table service restaurants to see if there was anything we really wanted to go and visit, and we both said no, not really. So that's why we just, hey, there's so many other foods we've wanted to try. Let's go try them. So just felt nice to get away. Bought the new sweatshirt that everyone's been, talking about. They did have some good sales going on in Disney Springs at different stores. Dooney and Burke, always has sales going on. I forgot where my wife got a purse somewhere else. I can't think of it. Ladies, you would know exactly where it is, but I have no idea. So she usually has all the flowery prints and stuff. So
that's Vera Bradley.
There you go. So she did get a Vera Bradley purse. It was a Vera Bradley purse. They were all marked like 30% off. So it was a good deal. So
very
again,
good.
It's a good time of year to be going down right now, guys. Just enjoy the weather down there. Go to the parks.
Don't come February 20th or the week of President's Day week, February 17th through the 20th, because that's when we're through that weekend, because that's when the Run Disney event takes place. It'll be very crowded here then. I'm not going to say don't come. It's going to be crowded.
Oh. Sorry.
Right.
How are the crowds?
Again, the Magic Kingdom was always going to be swamped, and that was only like a level 6. Disney Hollywood Studios might have been maybe a level 7. Again, we had everything as early as we could. Epcot, we had no issues with getting on. Oh, that's the other secret. Yeah, Epcot, if you go to Remy, I shouldn't be telling you guys this because otherwise the line's going to get longer. It was over a 60-minute wait. We just did the single rider line. We were done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we were in 3 separate cars, but we didn't care. It's one thing if you're going with a family where you want to keep everyone together or young children. Again, it was me, my wife, and my older sister. We didn't care. We just wanted to ride the attraction. So crowds were not horrible. Animal Kingdom, we thought we were going to need that for Animal Kingdom. The only thing we really used, it was like buying an individual lightning lane, basically for Kilimanjaro Safari at $19, which that's always one of our favorite attractions. Again, could we have used it more? Yeah, if we really wanted to ride other attractions, there was things available. She asked me if I wanted to ride, like Expedition Everest. There were times available for that, and I just turned it down. So it is nice that those multi-passes overlap. I can't say that enough. You can get the most bang for your buck with it. But again, crowds were not bad. That's why we chose this weekend that we chose.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's wrap this up for this week. I just want to mention that I've got 2 shows left before I will be stepping away from WDW Fan Zone, and John will be taking over as the host. How the last show is going to be, I'm not sure yet. We'll see, but we'll have a regular show next week for sure. Probably the week after. I don't anticipate doing anything special, but that'll be it. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And we'll see you soon. So until then, everybody be safe, be yourself. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
See you real soon.
Have a magical night. Stay safe. Pack your sunscreen and some warm clothes because it might get chilly again.
Well, Stuart got me all choked up there, and I have a song prepared, and then I almost wanted to switch to Baby Mine from Dumbo. But I'm not going to get that sappy tonight. So I have to go back to the food and remember the part of the song with life is so unnerving for a servant who's not serving. He's not whole without a soul to wait upon. So we hope you're not waiting upon us, but we will be back next year, and we will be here to serve you. And hopefully, it's something that's going to be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I won't be here next week, but I'm sure that everybody else here is going to give you a great time. So enjoy your week, enjoy Disney, and see you soon. Bye.